Alright, what's up? It's Friday and I need to get this ready to go do some filming for tomorrow of the bro rotating Datsun. It's been a while since we've got out. Last time I went and did testing, rid off the whole front because the bros like pushed me to get into drifting, and yeah, I was actually doing whatever with a fucking flat tyre. Fucking tyre there was flat. Still did alright. Just took out a building and drums, whole front. Here's some of the front. So that's some of the old front there that's left. Magic front, like $450, smashed into smithereens. But yeah, went and bought plastic one, and it's way better. I actually like them now. They're growing on me. Anyway, I've got a little problem. So another thing is I'm going to do a walk around on how to set up an RX-8 for a Burnout car. But first of all, I've got this problem. It's not so wobbly. Yeah, so the engine was actually wobbling around. My front cover nuts are a little bit fucked. There's this crazy T-plate for front cross member. The top nuts are a little bit funky. So what I'm going to do is actually, I'm going to make a brace that is going to go from there, from here down to there, and I'll just bolt it on. So it should be sweet. Any other angles I can do one? Yeah, that's going to be the easiest because there's already holes there from when they had the IDA in here into there. Which yeah, so I better make that, and then it should stop the rock. It should be sweet then. Okay, it's a fucking band-aid for a problem, but fuck, it should be sweet. It just needs to stop fucking rocking, because fuck, the motor was like fully going like boom boom boom, like running on here and that. But nah, that's the only problem. I thought that's the only solution I've come to. It should fucking do the job. Oh, could cut some alloy up. So I found some alloy. So what I'm going to do is, like I did with that other piece you just seen on there for my accelerator, I'm just going to shave all that fucking edge off, cut all that off, and then just use this, and then try and put a bit of a fucking, see how long it is. Oh, I better make sure that it fits. Fuck's sakes. Yeah, I got plenty of meat there, so that will be sweet. Alright. Oh, let's go get that fucking nut out. So I've actually got to go to fucking Essentials and get a nut that will fit both of these pieces over each other now. And I better mark where that fucking other piece of steel was. So I need to clean up. Fucking hell. This guy. Okay. I could just... Oh, fuck's sakes. I'm gonna get a 14, no, it doesn't work. Look at this well organised fucking toolkit. 10. And I'll stand here half the time just zoning, staring into a fucking drawer, and forgetting what the fuck I was even fucking in here for. Super well organised. I'll find one in a minute. I need some music. That's my problem. Fuck, that didn't take forever. As I said, I could have put this in the fucking carriage where it rains. But, fuck's sakes, I have to move fucking whole lot of cars. Can't be fucking bothered. There we go. Right. What was that? That wasn't good. The fuck was that noise? Alright, now I can probably spend fucking ages looking in here and over the fucking screw and bolt fucking kit. I probably just found one. Trying to find a nut. It's the same thread. Or oh, hang on. I was gonna say, well, I can just go down the road and go grab one, but I've got to go pick up my tyres actually, my rims. Oh, they look the same. Fuck, that might do. Let's go. Let's see how the fuck this motherfucker goes. Oh, that probably just saved me fucking 10 cents. Okay, sweet, so I've got a nut. Alright. Now I'll make my bracket. And then I'll do a full walk around of this. Actually, I might do it now. So, setting up a Mazda RX-8 as a burnout car is a fucking bitch. Alright? So yeah, these fucking things, if anyone's planning on doing it, there is someone, Mad Sev's building one, which is sick. I've actually had a couple messages over the last year and a couple recently, so asking about info on this. Now when I first got it, it was, it had all the ECU in it, all the ABS, it had everything in it. Still functioning street car, sort of. It was suited, and I think it had a PP in it of IDA. It could have been a Bridgeport. I could be wrong. Both. It was one or the other. But they had modified the tunnel so a normal oil filter can go in there, because the RX-8 one's fucking. And also they ran the standard RX-8 box. I've now put a HC loose box in there, so it's a V6 box. So it runs all the same shit, Series 5, etc. Sorry, shouldn't be doing that snotty nose noise. And then they also made a front cross member, a front press plate member that went to two random bolts that are off the front mount that holds the steering rack. Now that's a T-shape, so it's actually like that. And then, I'll draw one up. Okay, so basically that fucking front breastplate cross member for the front plate of the motor, like all 12A covers, is actually like this. So your top bolts are there, your bottom bolts are there, and then the bolts I was showing you that off that random plate thing where the electric steering is here. Okay, so then you got your engine, comes down, that's the front of your motor in there, and then there's your sump. So yeah, it's a bit of a cunt, because these two bolts here are fucking, only way you can access them is down here, and you've got that cross member, so your tools only go so far. But yeah, you bolt that on first, like normal, and then I had to rest the block on it. So that's what they had done. The rest is all standard. Okay, so another thing I'm just going to quickly say, because I'm talking about the RX-8 Drivetrain, etc. So basically, if you guys know these things, and FDs all have a power plant, power bar bullshit. So if we're looking top from the car, here's our diff. Okay, these are wheels, the axles, wheels. And it has this gay bar. It goes like that to your fucking gearbox, etc. I've called around, I've seen a few shops making braces for these so you can get rid of this. Now, I'm actually going to make my own, these braces that go along from here to here. So what I'm going to do is make my own with some steel, probably just 10mm, and pretty much gusset it to the original power plant bar. You know, so when you're looking at it from the other way, it'll be like this. And I'll just put some gussets on it, I think that's what you call them. You know, strengthen it, and then what I'll do is cut this out. So none of that exists, just so it saves a bit of weight. And the weight is distributed this way to there and there. Because everyone makes these braces that go from here and they go to the subframe, and they make them from here, go here, and it's like, well, why not just use the original part and then whatever, because the hard part's made, the mounts all to the gearbox and the mounts all to the diff, so it's kind of logic. But nah, everyone wants to be cool, you know. All you gotta do is a bit of flat bar and just bolt it to the original holes that are there from these flimsy fucking shitter things there, which I don't run, they're not in this car, they were removed. So we'll go have a look at the rest of this car. So yeah, so that's why this is a little bit floppy, because it's actually got nothing else to sit on. The gearbox, everything's all held that way, and it's held by fucking, I don't know, it's all pushed up and then bolted together and then drops. It's fucking shit. Shittest idea. So yeah, again, so that's why I'm putting my brace in here, just so it takes the weight off. It should really, a bar should be going this way, because the motor's rock, you know, so it's going to be pulling on that, where there would have been pushing, would have been a lot better, but I just cannot be fucked. I don't have the time today, you know, drilling that tower out, because I could drill that tower and put a bar right across there, but I just can't be bothered. I don't have the fucking time. This is way quicker. So yeah, as I said before, you see have IDA, and that was the accelerator cable, etc. So what's going on in here? I've actually, the previous owners where I had an issue with the electric steering. It could have been the module box, because they said it started playing games, so they disconnected it. So I have also disconnected it, and it's actually pretty light steering. If you know how to drive a car, then you'll know that once it's moving, the steering's reasonably light, because these electric steering things work on speed. So they put more torque on and off the steering at different speeds and shit. So yeah, it's a pretty cool idea, but not my cup of tea. I like to feel it. It does get a little bit of arm pump after a while. But fuck, just deal with it. So as I said, the ECU, if you own one on December, it's got one there. There's something there. I think that's all the ABS. So I completely removed it all. And what I've done is I've made new lines. You don't need to make new lines, but it is easier, because what I have done is run the lines, as you can see, into the back of the cabin, so they run on the firewall. Now, there's the original one there for this side, because it was actually pretty fine. And what I've done is I bought a T-section, and I've bought, you know, some of these. So that's the fatter one with the skinny end for this end, and the other one's just standard fitments. The hardest one to put on was probably that one there. Oh, I can't see it. Yeah, because it's on an angle. It's like on this fucking stupid fucking gay angle. It was a nightmare. But it's on now. So yeah, see the T-section at the back. So you have your main line, goes in at the bottom, and then your two fronts go out. Now yes, the rears are disconnected. Now why I did that, because it's a skid car, I don't need rears, and these brakes work like a fucking dream. This you only tap them and they lock up. I have moved to the larger discs. These were supplied by Ryco with their sister or brother company they own for brakes. So they were 320s, I think 323mm disc over the 300 size. But what I had to do was I had to get another bracket, which I've put on, there's a video on my channel about all this. Okay, so fuck them, this is funny. No one cares about your boring videos. Like, I've said that too. But apparently they do. She's crack up. Whereas I said, the only thing I had to swap, I had to get one of these brackets off the larger brakes, and then all those calipers bolt straight to it. That's all you do pretty much. Pretty simple, straightforward. It's just finding these brackets so they clear it. Pain in the ass. So here's for the brakes. So the back brakes are all disconnected. All the ABS, as I said, is disconnected. So it's all ripped out. It's all cut out. The plug's still there. I just cut the wires off. So in here, here's all my lines for my rears. I kept them because if I put a hydraulic handbrake in, I have everything already plumbed. It's just up and over, and I'll just plumb them all in. As you can see inside, it's all gutted now. The original owner done this as well. They did the cage as well. Cages in RX-8s are a freaking nightmare. Those bars, even though it's tucked hard, or could be tucked further, but it's tucked. Helmet room, I just put bucket seats in. So with this, I've had to make my own mount. It was gangster. I wish I filmed this build, because it was all done on the driveway, and just, yeah, it was out of it. So my seat's there, and that's my, I can adjust it from here. Yeah, it's a cunt. So originally this battery used to be over here from what I last seen, but yeah, so all the wiring is loom is from my KE. So what I've done is I cut it, labelled it, took it to a shop, and they made plugs, so now it's all removable. The ECU's all put in a area where I can get at it when it's being tuned. So everything, all this, I have done. All these, they're originally there, so I wired them up. So yeah, all this is just everything from the KE, and funny enough, all fitted in the exact same spot. So all this though was done by Stratford Auto Electrical. I don't know if that dude's still doing stuff, but yeah, how's that for fucking power unit? So gangster. But yeah, I just plugged in and went in the same spot. It's crazy. So yeah, I've got an electric water pump. It's sitting back here. That's just from bleeding the system. As you can see, the radiator is in the boot. What am I doing? I forgot these doors you can open. Come back around here. So yeah, there's no radiator in the front. So my water system, the K used to run in the cab. This runs underneath. It was a bitch. But yeah, again, these are, I made all that side mount. All this is sitting in the same spot as the KE was. It was a fucking mare, but it cleared. So you're putting series 4 and 5, as I discussed on other videos, is a fucking nightmare. If you're running IDA, happy days. Running injection, IDF, happy days. Series 6, happy days. Series 4, 5, no. So as you can see, I had to cut all the fucking firewall out. So the accelerator, because these used to be drive-by wire too, so they put a wire in. As I said, they had it for the IDA. I run that now behind the wall, and it just goes there, so that goes inside the cab as well. Again, it's just making with what you've got. So yeah, clutch master is gone because there is no room, because this is sitting originally where the RX-8 motor sits. So yeah, what's some fucking funky things?
Hey,
There you go.
you guys got a dog?
What kind?
What's the dog you have?
Bulldog?
Yeah.
Oh fuck, there was a little mission I had to do. Anyway, so yeah, so I'm running water meth injection. I only run water. So yeah, what I did is got a snow performance boost switch hooked up inside, and 175 meg or mg nozzle. It just runs off that. So I just bought the pump is efficient, so it only works on boost. They go from, I think, maybe £8 to 30. So yeah, it's tapped in here somewhere. I put it somewhere, I can't remember. There's a switch for it there. You probably seen a video on misfire and the car was steaming like a choo-choo train. Well, actually that was on, and because when I switched it from the KE, I don't know what off and on was. So yeah, when I was revving it was coming on boost. It was dumping all the water in there. So when it's on load and it's hot, you'll usually see big blue flames coming out of it. That's the water meth injection working. Oh, I'm puffed. So yeah, all this been put on myself. Seats done myself, like I said. They did the pedal. I put the plate on because I couldn't drive with that skateboard wheel. It was a cunt. But yeah, they done all that, which is fucking gangster. So again, got rid of the drive-by wire. And the accelerator runs on there, you can just see it. And tucks. So clutch. So yes, I made this contraption. So, actually, yeah, that's kind of my idea again. And then the guy I know from the engineers made it all up, and it just cleared the fucking rack. It was so fucking sketchy. Just clears the knuckles. But yeah, it fucking works. It takes a while to bleed because they're not designed to be on this angle or anything, but I made it work. It fucking works now. That's fucking good. Oh, that's another thing I'll be testing out because I had to rechange it. Yeah, it actually works better than it ever worked ever again. So yeah, that's all in here. Oil catch can also separates condensation into a separate part. And once it gets full, it runs through that line, and then I can empty it into a fucking canister or whatever. Fuck, it's stuck down there now. I need to get that out. Yeah. There we go. So here's a little fucking tap that you release, and then drops of the oil. Those are made by Ryco. So yeah, that's all stuff in here. Front mount, etc. An oil cooler. The oil cooler is a RX4. It's double-ended. Could be wrong. Could be 3 as a speed one, but I'm sure it's RX4. Skin. So with the water, it runs up here into an electric water pump, and then into the boot. All the window winders, electrics have been removed, so I just do everything manually now too. What I might do is take all these off and cut the door skins out inside and put these back on, because these things weigh like a cunt. All the aircon, everything unit I have removed. That was a fucking son of a bitch because I couldn't take the cage out. So yeah, we won't even talk about that. That was stressful, but that's all gone. As I said, with all the ABS and all the bullshit, all the ECU and all the wiring removed out the front, it took 3.5 coils to chop at the front to get it to there. So previously we did 2.5 and it slammed it, and then my missus' car before we put suspension in it. But yeah, it shows how much weight disappears in the front. So yeah, it's got cutties in the front. I've got coilovers. The brother rotating Datsun gave me some coilovers for the front. I'll put them on Monday. Rear end. Okay, so this runs fucking the carbon fibre drive shaft. Now, we'll get to that in a minute. 4.44 ratio diff. Weird ratio. I've never skidded a ratio that you know, going to those numbers. Total different animal compared to the KE. Less stress on the running gear, but so that's been locked. Never trust an LSD ever in burnouts. The KE used to have LSD and we welded it, and it just became a predictable car. But so yeah, the diff's welded, and it has coilovers in the back, and they've been cut because I couldn't get down low enough. So yeah, I can set it at the right height and shit. So I had to set this. So building an RX-8, get the rims that you're going to do skids on, alright guys? And let all the tyres down and then drop it and then set your suspension up then, because or else these arms here, these fucking things, go focus, finger, those 2 bolts are, we end up dragging on the ground. So this is the reason why I moved to 18, so I got a little bit more height, and I have lifted the rear end up a couple of few mil because I had to clear when I had 17s on. But yeah, then it comes to the boot. So this is everything I've done to set up this as a skid car. So radiator, 3 fans, RX-8 fans there, another fan from Mrs. Wagon I think, and there, so that's manual. Again, boat tank. Now what I'd use is an ordinary fuel filter. Yes, it's injected, but injection fuel filters only work where there's pressure. There's no pressure here, it's drawing. So it's just sucking fuel from the tank through. There's no actual pressure. And then goes to the first pump. It's a Bosch 44 I think. I'll stash that one down there. Then it runs around into this surge tank thingy and then into a fucking larger pump there. And then that feeds the engine, etc. But yeah, so if that line there was after there, that pump, then you would need a proper injected fuel filter. But I always put filters after the tank, so straight away it's cleaning the fuel straight away, cleansing it before it gets to the fuel pumps, etc. It's the best idea. There's no point fucking sucking dirty fuel into your fuel pumps and then fucking everything when you can just clean it first. And I change them, fuck knows, whenever I can feel like it. I pull them apart, open it up, bin it. It's a fucking $20, $18 fuel filter, you know. Just sketch it. It's a catch can. So you get coolants. So yeah, as you probably know, we're sponsored by Penrite, so I've tested all their coolants. Every single coolant you can think of under the sun. Yeah, the best one we've come to deal with is, this is the best one so far I've used. What's up there with the red, the racing stuff, don't use it, don't use the fucking red stuff. The racing, what that racing coolant is designed to do is come up to temperature real fast and sit at temperature. So it's set at 80 degrees I think, you know, and once it gets there it sits at it. Problem is, once it gets fucking hot to boiling and you're over, it takes hours, it takes fucking ages for it to cool down because it's designed to sit at a temp. So it just, you know, we'll be sitting there trying to cool that crap down for so long, it was ridiculous. This slowly comes up to temp, slowly fucking gets hot, and then cools down fast, so it's fucking good. It's, yeah, that's the one that we like so far. I think these REM red, whatever, the bros use that, see that they've noticed in their street cars, whatever 10-degree drop. I have noticed that this is run a little bit cooler. So right, so that's coolants. I'm also moving the oil, etc. That's pretty dark. So your oil is 2060, high performance mineral. So it's not man-made or that bullshit, that's some full synthetic bullshit. The only difference with that synthetic is it wears out real fast. Like when it gets hot, it gets super thin and just turns to shit. So yeah, everyone's always run 2050. Everyone's got their preferences. You know, I've heard people going 10, 40, 20, 40, etc. Just remember the front one is the weight. That's how heavy it is, like the thickness, etc. That is its running temp of the oil. I'm sure that's what it is. So that's the temp it gets up to once it's fucking like, kind of like starts, etc. Yeah, and then stays there. So yeah, I change oil every third skid comp. So that's probably 6 skids, 8 skids, and I change the oil. It's keeping the block fresh all the time, you know. Especially for skids. Like a rotor motor is too expensive. As I said, fuck, if I pop this motor, that's it. I'll go V8. It'll be over. I can't afford a rebuild. I can't afford to do it all over again. The rotor scene's just becoming too fucking expensive. Even rebuilding. Like, yeah, the bros could probably rebuild me one, but I just can't be bothered. It happens. So, cast oil is what I now mix in my oil, and this shit out of all the fucking I've used everything, cooking oils, fucking used Giant before. Their oil's pretty sweet, very cheap, but this castor oil, so that gives you that fucking, yeah, that smell that everyone used to love from Castro, etc. But it burn, so it's clean burn, it fucking burns clean. Like, my plugs are so clean after doing skids, and the fact is that you are giving it big revs, but I've run other products. I've got some here. So yeah, I used to run Mobile 2T Racing. I'll bring it out here, fucking light. Yeah, it used to, let's turn this fucking light off, hang on, fucking hey. Okay, so yeah, I used to run this all the time. Azar used to hook us up. It was alright, but fuck, it used to destroy plugs. They were so carboned up, it was fucking crazy. No matter what ratio I put in there. Also, the other one is, I used to run this stuff from Giant, and I mean, there's another one. It's all fucking the other oils I used to run, but yeah, different Gearbox oils. Now, this is where shit gets fucking tricky. Right now, my Gearbox is a cunt. Trying to figure out, it's probably because of the oil. So we now run. Oh, sorry guys. Oh fucking hell. I run a 75-90. So it's a lower weight, you know, the temp, etc. So it's not so heavy. So yeah, because normally you gotta, yeah, burnout's a cold starts basically for running gear, unless you jack it up and warm it up. Also, these 80, 90. So yeah, yeah, that's what I've run. So run a street oil for your diffs and gearbox. Even LSD, so the LSD, I think we put the 80-90 in there, or the 75-90, they're both sweet. But as I said, I've locked the diff now, so it doesn't fucking make any difference. So yeah, it's just what it is. I just noticed that it was harder into gears, like when the oil was like cold, unless they're fucking, you don't get to warm the boxes up. Manuals, like, you know, like Master Tin, there's nowhere to drive around. There are a few other places you just can't warm your gearboxes and shit up. It's a fucking headache. You can jack it up, etc. and yeah, but I just can't be fucked. I just want to rip skids. But yeah, usually after the first skid, fuck, my box changes sweet. But a lot of people, their gearboxes are probably sweet, but just because however those V6 boxes are set up, it needs to be warmed up. It's a fucking asshole. So yeah, this is the street use. Those are semi-street race use oils. I just changed them. Where the fuck I could be bothered? They could be fucking anytime. So yeah, so you build it. So that's basically, I think I covered everything. Again, the back brakes are removed. I'll show you that, what I've removed, how I've removed them. I've removed the line out of it as well, and I think I plugged it up so that the calipers, because I've left calipers on, I normally don't have calipers, so they don't slowly close and then lock onto your disc. Is the last thing you want, so they're kind of stuck where they are. So you bung them up. I've got the lines in here somewhere. That's so when I put the hydro in there, I can plumb all that back up and then wire that up, plug it all up. I mean, so yeah, so your burnouts is a total different scenario. Like, yeah, we can all skid on the streets. Why I'm going to say this is because a lot of people don't understand this, is that there's only, off the top of my head, there's only 2 pads in New Zealand that are tarmac. Now, that'd be Taupo and I'd say Mad Mike Summer Bash when you're not using the burnout pad, when you're using the track. They're tarmac, so anything can skid on tarmac. It's just, you've seen, yeah, we've all skid on tarmac. any car can fucking bake on tarmac. Now the difference is that the concrete burnout pads are concrete. Concrete takes longer to heat up. So winter, burnout comps here is shit. Like, a lot of cars are struggling to get hot tyres because they're trying to... You've got the film of rubber on there, that's sweet, but it's the pad. The pad needs to heat up, and that controls most of your burnouts, you know. So in summer, everyone's skids are fucking meaner. It's harder to skid because now the rubber is now stickier, so you got that between your tyre to make smoke, but the pad is hot, if you understand what I mean. Because tarmac, it just heats up, like any weather, rain, shine, fucking blizzard, you hook gears, you'll be smoking. So that's the differences with the burnout pads, etc. That's why I tell people now, fuck, yeah, you might be the man on the street, but come bring it to the pad, then you'll know if your car gets skid. So as I said, I'm still training on this RX-8, I'm still trying to work out ratios. That's why I'm moving to 18s now, because from the videos I've seen, it baked quite well, ratios, all that shit. So yeah, the other thing though was to say about the carbon drive shaft. Now, funny thing is that the drive shaft and all the running gear sits in the exact same measurement as the K used to, so it's diff to gearbox all in the same spot. So if that drive shaft says I'm leaving the chat room because it sucks here, I can use the K one. So I should be able to cut the yoke off the carbon one because it's still steel wrapped in carbon, and then weld it onto my steel one and put that in there. So that should be, I don't have to say anything, yeah, let's see what happens. So I think that's basically it, building a burnout car, RX-8. As I said, the fucking KE had its years. There's no brakes on the rear. One disc brake is fucking D-shaped because when I was driving it to go get a dinny one time, where I smoked nug and towering on the fucking wheel fell off by the bridge. It fucking got wedged in the bridge and that, so I drove to like 120k, man, and that thing was scary. Coming down a hill to a bridge, and then the wheel just saying, "We out, Joel!" It was just and having no brakes. Only the fronts were brakes, the back was nothing. It was a wild ride. But yeah, so the K is fucking mumbled. A lot of people ask what I'm going to do with it, but it's just, yeah. Funds. Yeah, it's just hard. Not going to talk about it. So anyway, I think now I'm going to make this bracket, film it, we'll make it, I'll bolt it in, and see if it takes the weight off my wobbly block, just so it lasts for tomorrow, really. And then sweet, if it lasts again, I'll see how it goes in March. If it lasts again, I'll see how it goes. I think I'll just leave it. I'll just set this up and get into it. So yeah, I thought I filmed I made that nut, but I didn't. I actually had that bolted in, and then I was holding the original nut in the hole, opened it, then moved this down where I wanted it, and then marked it. So I'm going to zinc this up and bolt it in, and then that will do. As I said, it's thin, but you know. Okay, so I've got my little fucking torque strap fucking makeshift fucking band-aid on there. So I've just got that spring on as a return because my accelerator in this setup was feeling a little bit fucking too floppy responsive. So at least this way I can fucking hammer it and knock it to the left more, but I think that's where it was before. But yeah, tightening this up, I could hear the whole engine creaking over, which is good. So it's just what it is. I've done this for is to take the weight off those 4 bolts. And because like yesterday, fuck, I should have filmed it, but this whole fucking thing was just, that whole engine was rocking and all the bolts are fucking moving and the threads are just fucked and I can't get underneath. So this, it might not fin, but it's, yeah, she's got it. She's sweet. So all the weight will be on there and my 4 bolts. I might actually leave that there because I ain't gonna fucking go anywhere. It doesn't even look that noticeable, so it's sweet. So that's it. So that's the rundown, trying to hurry up a fucking fucked part of my car. And also one more other thing I've done with this is that because I've got the HC box in here, similar to H Series 5, but they're different. Also, Toy Shop Engineering supplied me a shift kit because the back of these, because I had to use that stupid power bar setup, I had to remove the back shaft. I removed the big counterweight. I actually know where it is. Ah, fuck it, I'm not going to show you, but there's a big counterweight on these boxes. Also similar to Series 5, big counterweight on the back shaft. Removed it, so the bros, when they were over at the time, were trying to put the back shaft on here so we can use that to put the power bar on. Right, we couldn't get it on there. We could either shave inside the fucking the housing or remove it. I was like, well, fuck, the RX-8 box didn't have one, it was just the shaft. So I was like, well, fuck, it happened, we'll just fucking remove it. So yeah, we removed it, and it survived the dyno. And the dyno, you know, dynos, if you got to do beats on dynos, you know, or gives them good runs, then yeah, anything that's fucking out is gonna fuck it on there. And it was sweet. It fucking does change a little bit better in gears. When I was talking about the oils and all that, I did notice there was a slight difference of better changing. But installed the shift kit, so we could use the RX-8 one because I put the RX-8 back shaft on, and it shifts fucking like, you know, it's third, fourth, way better. So first, second, third, fourth. It shifts like a fucking dream. But my other one was like, well, fucking over the show, man. It was like, it was just hitting missing gears, and that's why normally I started in the gear. Again, the KE, the ratio for that diff was 4:1, or 4:11:1, or 4:1:11, or whatever the fuck it was. So actually the drive shaft turned 3.5 times before my wheels did a full rotation, or the disc did a full rotation. This drive shaft being a 4.44, 4.44, yeah, get that right, not 4.44, 4.44. The drive shaft actually only turns 1.5 times, nearly 2, before the disc does a full rotation, even a wheel like does a full rotation. So it's not getting that inertia. So I have noticed that I can't start in higher gears. The KE could start in 4th, but the problem was that it would have to be in 5th once I hooked the next gear. So I brought it down to 3rd, and then we'd hook 4th. But if you watched all those videos, or even been at comps, you would have heard it. Like, I come out in 3rd, and then I'm going to change 4th. There was a big gap, because it was like the gearbox was like, and then would go in and hit 4th. But yeah, but it was a fucking cunt. So this box, so far I've tried starting in 3rd, doesn't like it. I've tried, so it starts in 2nd, which is weird because it actually bakes 2nd like it's in 3rd in the KE. See what I mean? So the diff ratios have changed. That's what I'm saying, is a little bit more difference on the running gear and shit. So I don't know if it's working. It's not working as hard as it was before. So it's kind of good. And then I'm talking to someone else who has, they have a drag car, street car setup, and they've moved to an RX-8 diff with this ratio, and he's got some stupid amount of horsepower, like 600. He said he can't even stay on 3rd. He said that this ratios just won't let him, so he starts in 2nd as well. But yeah, I'm happy with it. As I said, so the ratio of working on with the 18s, the diff ratio and everything should make up for the K being in 3rd and 4th. That's the theory. The 17s were like on here, they're alright, but it was a little bit fucking iffy. But yeah, so that's about it. As I said, maybe later on I'll change the wastegate, because this is still internal wastegate as well. I hate external wastegates. You just end up with fucking dramas after dramas, spring rates, and then everything else. It's never ending. So I've got an aftermarket internal wastegate to put on here. So I'll put that on sometime, and then we'll run more boost. So at the moment it's only I think it's only £9, like 10, but it's only 9, it's very low. I can't remember, but it's only 300 horsepower, it's only 7,000 RPM, 7.2. Remember, Bridgeport's alone power band is 7.5. So maybe next time we'll go back, we'll crank up the revs to 8,500 RPM, maybe even 8.2. Just push a little bit more horsepower out of it and just wind the boost up a little bit more. As I said, trying to reliability, this motor is now coming up to 9 years old. No, it's over 9 years old. It's coming up to 10 years old. It hasn't been cracked open or anything. It's still the same keg. So yeah, to see how it is. So that is basically the rundown of building an RX-8 burnout car. A fucking 3D3 or anything else is so simple. There's so much shit you don't have to worry about. IRS suck. Fucking live axle rules. Diff ratios suck. Like, everything just is dumb. But yeah. So yeah, it is what it is. And why I went to an RX-8 is because I told these dudes who gave this to me, the Hardnell brothers, I can never get their name right. I brought up and said, like, the fucking KE is just, it's overpowered the chassis, so it was only 300, but as I said, 4th and 5th, it was just fucking stupid. 3rd and 4th, it was stupid. You couldn't point it anywhere, you had to go where the car fucking wanted to go to, it was just fucking all over the show. As soon as you dumped the clutch, the whole car filled like entirely with smoke. Like, I could barely see the steering wheel, and when I had passengers, I couldn't see them. And I was like, how the fuck are they supposed to enjoy coming for a ride? So then you were feeling where the car was going. You wanted where it go. It was a peak. People were like, oh, I can drive that. It's like, you fucking come and try. You would. I think that's why the last Rapinets I went in, I ended up just throwing it on the wall and shit and everything, because I was just like, fuck it. I'm just gonna let it loose and do what it normally does on its own. Yeah, it just got out of fucking control. The car was just getting way too mental to drive. It's just a pain in the fucking ass. Where this has got steering, suspension, fucking so much difference. It's got load on the car, so it's starting a lower gears, but it's got load on the motor, which you want. You want to be holding. You want to be able to hold revs. Whereas the KE was always on Limmy because I couldn't get it off Limmy. It was just, that was the pedal. Like, you push the pedal like this, it was like this. It just wanted to be on limiter. It was like, fucking, it was a fucking cunt. And so yeah, and also another thing, so yeah, I run a Link G4 Atom Plus, one of the most simple. There's a G4, which are the first ones. This is a G4 Atom Plus, one of their next very simple, cheap setup. So I don't run TPS, I don't run exhaust, fucking whatever that fucking those things are called. None of that's in there. It's all run of the map sensor, boost controller. There's an air temp sensor and plugged in there, which you should have for all rotors, and the water meth and all that shit. That's all separate, but yeah, I could plug it into it, and that's about it. It's very, very simple setup, and it fucking does the job. So you got less shit to fucking worry about. You don't worry about TPS's fucking out and all that fucking crap. It's just a map sensor setup. Kind of like the early V6 combies and shit. They run a map sensor. They don't run a fucking airflow because they're mapped. But yeah, it's a very simple setup. The saviours of it is that it has hot cut. So yeah, when people complain, I've seen some comments like, when are you going to sort your fucking rotor? I was like, because I've got hot cut, bro. Like, 10-year-old rotor. And they're like, oh, they reckon they're going to... This comment was bugging me because this person was talking like they fucking know everything, and I don't think they've actually truly put a car on the burnout pad, a rotor anyway. You're never going to fucking beat heat. You're never going to beat heat. NA or turbo. Turbo's worse because you're always producing heat. So that's what the water injection's in there for. Is to cool the ambient air from the turbo down to stop heating the block up. Okay, so you're never going to beat it. You're never... As I said, I've got fucking how much water running through here, and I'm still not beating it. So hot cut, what that does is it gets to fucking like, say this at 70, you got their limmy, you got your fucking boost control cut, you got your different noises, the big bangs, slight bangs, right, they're all a bang for a different thing that's happening in the motor. So boost cut, over boosting, then you got your limmy, and you can have hard cut, soft cut. The softer cut's probably better from what I read. And then you got your fucking hot cuts, and then the hot cut will like start as soon as the temperature starts going over the set temp that we've put it at, we'll start dropping down the revs. So if you see 6, you know, and then it'll drop down to 5, then 4.5, and then when it's really cooking, it'll probably drop down to 3.5 to 3. So it'll cut right back to the point where it's just like, because it's saving the engine from fucking cooking and you trying to put more fucking air and petrol into it and cooking the fucking block. So the coolant's trying to do its thing, the limiter's doing its thing, everything's doing its thing, you know, and people are like, it's like, bro, that shit's saving your fucking engines, unless you're a rich cunt, hey, and you don't care, and you're like, oh, turn that off, yeah, and you don't care about building about fucking 2 or 3 engines every fucking, whatever, then sweet. But this is a proven package. You know, this is something that we've always worked on. This block's not even doweled either, so all that fucking nonsense, it works. Like after whatever, it could crap itself out, but I can still say it's lasted this long. And then cold cut. So cold cut, it's just revs that it revs to when it's cold. We've actually wound it up because I let it idle for so long. It's not actually, it runs off temp, but it's more revs. So it has a running temp set. I think it just knows, the tuner knows about that, there's a running temp. And then what happens is that it's set on revs. So before, I think my cold cut was like on 4 or something, and it was a fucking pain in the ass. And then, so I had to cut that. Higher Paul were ringing me to go pick up the trailer and shit. So, but geez, so what I was saying is that the cold cut, so we've moved the revs up. I think we've moved it up to 6, so I can go out there once, because my gauges are actually out by 10 degrees, so 40s, 50. I think that was right, and 50, 60, etc. So they actually, and it's funny because it's always been like that. So the temperature, just remember guys, if you're running these aftermarket gauges, and you can plug into these, and I've even seen the dashes do it. Actually, you know, you can buy these fucking like Microjet, Haltech, whatever dashes and shit that people put in. If you actually plug in separately into the ECU, you'll find that there's actually pretty much most of the time, a considerable difference that the ECU is reading temperatures. So these are different gauges, and they're reading the same as my other gauges. They're 10 degrees out. Now, so 40 is 50, 50, 60, rah, rah. So, what, so again, so now I can just go, oh yeah, we're at 40 degrees, that's 50, 55, this fucking thing's warmed up enough. Dump the clutch, and it'll be revving to 6. And then once it's fucking starting to warm up, it should be reaching, you know, the revs will increase up higher. So you'll probably notice it in the skids with this thing. You'll hear them coming up further, like it sounds like it's screaming a bit more. But gee, so that's pretty much the basic rundown of this car, and send me what the KE was. Building a Burnout car that's dedicated. I mean, it doesn't have massive horsepower like Steve Ellicott's fucking thing. That thing's fucking mental. But you know, he's done his thing. He's the king, you know, right? But how many motors has he gone through, you know? Yeah. But yeah, and this is built on a fucking 100% budget. I cannot stress how much of a budget it is. As I said, if the engine goes, I don't know what I'm going to do. I will probably just, yeah, try and move to something else and just a whole different scenario. It is what it is. Because everyone knows rotor parts aren't fucking cheap. Rotor assembly kits aren't cheap. Even though I can get a slight deal for those kits and shit, there's nothing's cheap. And I don't have, the money to do it. And I'm not gonna fucking ask for people and shit. You know, I just can't do that. But anyway, so that's it. So you see me hoary up my fucking engine mount thing and make a bracket, and I've given you a rundown on how to build an RX-8 Burnout car. So it covers, the steering lock, I put in late, the shift kits, the fucking brakes. Oh, I'll show you the brakes now too, and that's it, and I'll end this video. But thank you everyone too much. The next videos will be working on whatever. So I've got the RX-8, remember I've got this ute, and I've got my truck I need to do. I need to smash, my truck needs to be smashed out ASAP. There'll be some more tattoo videos coming on too, because I've got a fucking sick piece that I'm slowly finishing off on my partner. I'm gonna drop that as well. And yeah, and I've hit 1,000 likes, so that's fucking mean, like fucking massive. I'm happy with that. Like people like want more and more. I'm happy with that many. Why? Because then I'm talking to like, you know, a tight knit of people, and I'll always try and respond to your comments. If your comments don't make no fucking sense and are like retarded and just trying to be a funny cunt, I'm the funny cunt here, unless I know you're being a funny cunt. But they're just fucking stupid, like, get out of here, you know? Fucking hell, man. But yeah, I'll show you the brakes, what I've done anyway, and that is it. So, no, I ain't going to show you shit, because I can't see them with these rims on. But yeah, I've actually plugged the lines up, so they've been removed, and I've put the fucking banjos back in there with washers and shit. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I was going to show you that. So, again, once I fucking... I can't see it. So yeah, I couldn't show it. But that's it. That's all you need to know. There's probably anything else you want to know about building one of these into a skid car, etc. on a budget. Fucking just drop a comment. If not, fucking share it around, you know. And we'll see how we go. The brother's going to come around soon, help me load this up. Oh no, I've got to get a trailer. And then we'll help load this up, and then, yeah, we're done, burger. It's funny how this records a different colour this goes. You're right. Take care. Peace out. And let's just see how this fucking weekend goes. I hope it's fucking... yeah, I'm not going to say anything. Stay tuned.